step practice to combat anxiety, stress, fear, guilt. So we also discussed that how to invite calmness. We laid the importance of daily practice in the beginning, and after that it becomes very simple.
Hmm.
What is very important that I have to recognize the unauthorized mental occupants is the beginning of a discernment. Unauthorized mental occupants are temporary thoughts and emotions. They are like anxiety, guilt, anger, jealousy. They intrude upon the mind and disturb its natural state of peace, clarity, and happiness. Understand little deeper. Everything is happening in the world. It is an event. Clear? Event. A season changes. Somebody knocks the door. It is an event. Philip comes to you, Jennifer comes to you, Jack comes to you. It is an event. But when I feel in that event, good, bad, likes and dislikes, it becomes an incident for me. Did you understand? How come How come somebody knocks the door and you love that guy and you hug and you say, well, welcome? It has become an incident. Another guy knocks at the door, it is an event. Knocking the door, guy comes, it is an event. But because my mind lives in ignorance, it converts the event into an incident. And it becomes an unauthorized occupant. And the moment it becomes an unauthorized occupant, you have likes and dislikes, you have attachment and detachment, you may have an anxiety, you may have some pleasure, you have guilt, you have anger, you have jealousy. Now question is, who converted this event into an incident? My mind. Why? My mind lives in ignorance. So if I continue to remain observer, I continue to see it only as an event. There is a cold, let me use the blanket. Event remains an event. Oh, it's very cold. What should do? What should I do? Do nothing. Are you getting it? That sense of awareness we need, and that awareness is nothing but discernment. So, in the state of the discernment, I am not impacted by any event. Why? I did not convert that event into an incident through my unconscious, habitual, impulsive mind. So, there is no anxiety, there is no reaction, there is no duality, there is no conflict. Am I right or am I right? See the other side of it. Can you control the season? No. Can you control somebody knocks the door? No. Nobody should knock the door. Anybody can knock the door. It is an event. So what happens now? So when you have applied the discernment, event remains as an event. You perceive it at a distance and then you take the right action, then unauthorized occupants, like, they are incidental thoughts. Incidental. When the event converts into an incident, then you have an incidental thoughts. When the event remain as an event, there is no problem. You know, and one of my student who has been doing it with me for the last 5 6 years. So I told him that the humility and gratitude should always be there. He is young, in his 50s, and I told him Om Shanti, Om Shanti. So he started doing Om Shanti, Om Shanti. And instead of doing Om Shanti for himself, he wanted to show people, especially in the family, Om Shanti, to his wife, because he had lot of challenges with his wife. So now what happened? Om Shanti, Om Shanti. His wife says, honey, come and take a dinner. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. He was so much obsessed with it that he stopped listening to the people outside. Meditation has nothing to show to anyone. You have to maintain the humility and gratitude. So you applied a wrong approach. You converted that event into an incident, and your incident, Om Shanti. So he stared at his in the eyes of his wife, and he said Om Shanti, and his wife got scared. He called the cops, and he was in a prison for 2 days. It has nothing, though there is no negative in Eastern wisdom, but if you apply wrongly. So today in the morning, anyhow, he sent a message. I learned a very valuable lesson, and I understand. I'm truly sorry for not listening to you. Not listening to you 10,000%. It won't happen again. I was ready to drop him. I said, no, I'm not going to guide this guy. He's crazy. I will keep it close to my chest. I understand. I learnt a good and necessary. Going to the police station, you learnt a good lesson. And that too in the Eastern wisdom. What should I do? So that is why Eastern wisdom starts with the discernment. It says, no, you have to recognize and understand your mind clearly. If you do not understand your mind, this mind with its unauthorized occupants, this incident happened. I just got the message today in the morning. So, the moment any event becomes an incident, why it becomes an incident for my mind? Because I get associated, I am attached, I take an impulsive action, I have some unmet expectations, and that causes the anxiety, duality, and a conflict. But it takes you to the next level when you get obsessed, when you want to prove that, look at it, you are attending my session and I say, Om Shanti, oh, please help me, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Then you will leave me. This is too much. Thanks God, I think, I'm grateful to my master and I'm grateful to the Easternmost wisdom. He learned a hard lesson. I have not to show to anyone. I have not to demonstrate. I have to bring an inner transformation. So any thought pertaining to proving that I am awakened is going to cause you the trouble. Authorized occupants like peace, love, happiness, and clarity. Peace, love, happiness, and clarity. It means I'm living in a society in a much better way. Now I want to prove that I'm in peace. Do you see that? So these things also happens. It happened when too much in India with so unauthorized occupants. These are like clouds that drift across the sky, sometimes darkening the sun, but never permanently altering the sky itself. You have to understand that. We have to keep that awareness all the time. When you maintain that awareness, even for a moment you have anxiety, guilt, and reaction, it will come and go. Authorized occupants are essential nature. Unauthorized occupants are incidental in nature, and incident is created by my habitual, impulsive, ignorant mind out of that event. I receive something from that event because of my attachment, duality, and a conflict. I believe you are understanding that clearly. Are you understanding clearly? So, confusing these unauthorized passing emotions with the true nature of the mind leads to inner disturbance and suffering, my friend. When one identifies with a thought, for example, I am anxious. Instead of Instead of your mind recognizing anxiety is arising in my mind, it is not in me, then you are separate. And when you are separate, you are free. Then you allow the anxiety to subside, to dissolve. Why? Because it is separate and different from you. That demands an extraordinary awareness. And that extraordinary awareness comes by the practice of discernment. Discernment. Did you get it? As such, so the moment your mind clicks, oh, incidental, I converted this event into an incident. You know, someone you hate, and he or she appears before you, your mind converts that into an incident. Oh, what a crazy guy has come. Can I maintain my awareness? But why I lost my awareness? Because of lack of discernment. And why there is a lack of discernment? Because of ignorance, attachment, and delusion. How simple it is. But yes, that simple state comes only by regular practice, by regular understanding. Imagine your mind is a beautiful home. Unauthorized mental occupants are like noisy squatters who slip in through your open windows, while authorized occupants are trusted residents who keep the home peaceful and bright. I gave an example. The guy comes and your mind already had an impression of a hatred, and you start thinking, no, let peace, happiness be there for everyone, including him. Let happiness be there. Let happiness be there. You are repeating, you are recognizing, you are separating that hatred of the past impression. Incident is not incidental, nature doesn't come, and you are free. I have to ask a question. Am I living as the storm of my thoughts and feeling, or as the sky that calmly holds them? Imagine, the sky calmly holds them, or am I living as the storm of my thoughts? Am I living as the storm of my thoughts I created event into an incident, or as the sky that calmly holds them? Oh, this event has come and this event will go. What is this event? 1 hour session. I'm talking to you, giving you the practice, and after an hour, this event will go. So that will help you to understand these principles clearly. But if you are living as the storm of your thoughts, that will cause lot of challenges. That is why we enter into stress, anxiety, guilt, reaction, duality, conflict. What the master is pointing out that our nature is quite open sky of awareness. I'm repeating. Our nature is quite open sky of awareness. I'm repeating once again to make you understand. Our true nature is like quite open sky of awareness. Thought, emotions, however intense, are only passing clouds. So why to worry about it? They are caused by the incidental nature. When you identify with every cloud, you feel tossed around. When you rest as the sky, even the storms lose their power. Your anxiety, your duality, your conflict, your upset lose their intensity and power when you apply the discernment. When you prevent event converting into an incident, you are free. Here and now, you are free all the time. You are free in all the relations. You are free in all the locations. And that is an indication of awakening to your true nature. Did you understand? I told you, Eastern wisdom is an instrument of knowledge that aims at recognizing, realizing, consciously experiencing your real nature. The turning point. What is the turning point? I am not the disturbance. I am the disturbance, incidental nature. I am not the disturbance. I am the real nature. I am not the I am the disturbance, I am the clouds. I am not the disturbance, I am the sky. I am the one who is an observer. I am not the one who is observed. How it comes? By the power of discernment. Where is discernment? Separating real from the unreal. Separating attachment and detachment. You stay outside. When they stay inside, incidental nature. So it is my responsibility. I converted that event into an incidental nature. Attachment, duality, ignorance, delusion is there. That is why I am upset. Otherwise, there is no question of being upset. Am I right? So I have to contemplate and reflect again and again every day. Even the slight event of anxiety and a reaction, let me contemplate and reflect. Let me declare I'm not the disturbance, I'm not the clouds, I'm the sky. When I So it is not you discover you create the sky. Sky is already there inside. My pure consciousness is already there inside. It reflected into the mind, it created an incident, and then it led to anxiety. Then my mind says, no, now you are in anxiety, you have a guilt, you have a reaction, you have a problem. But they are clouds, they are passing clouds. I'm not the disturbance. You contemplate and reflect by thinking step by step. With a cause and effect, you will enter into the meditative state even without practicing meditation. When you mistake visitors for your identity, you get trapped in a repetitive emotional loops which manifest as stress, confusion, and reactive behavior. Our masters are saying recognize them as temporary events. Recognize your mind converted the event into an incident. So when you recognize them as temporary event, gives you space to respond wisely instead of automatically. If it is you are responding automatically, it is impulsive reaction, anxiety, duality. You are responding wisely in the state of discernment. You are still happy. You are happy before the incident, you are happy after the incident. We are going little deeper. Your mind says you are in anxiety. No, you say it is wrong. You simply say anxiety like a cloud is visiting my mind right now. It is an unauthorized occupant. Become aware, take a slow breath, feel your body, consciously invite an authorized state. Let clarity and courage stay. You are free. Let this anxious guest pass through. This simple shift builds the emotional freedom, resilience, and self trust over time. So, how to achieve that state? You have to practice daily, you have to contemplate and reflect daily. You have to check. Even when you are calm, just check. Mind, what thoughts you have, and just check. Find out those thoughts. Are they required? No, they are not required. And the moment you say they are not required, you simply drop them from your mind. Then you recognize you are the sky-like awareness, not the passing storm of thoughts. Discernment is your inner landlord. Keep what nourishes, release, and what disturbs. Discernment is your inner landlord. Keep what nourishes, release, and what disturbs. With consistent practice, authorized occupants become your new default state. Whereas the normally default state of the mind, it is impulsive, reactive, deluded. But by consistent practice, authorized occupants become your default state. And you are changing. That is the process of evicting unauthorized mental occupants. You need not to struggle, you need not to fight, you need not to keep on repeating, I'm into anxiety, I'm into anxiety. No! You evict unauthorized mental occupants by the power of discernment. How? Recognize. How you recognize. Be aware. Why? To know they are not you. Reflect. When you recognize and aware they are not you, they are unauthorized. Remain aware and watch. Remain aware and watch. They are unauthorized. They are not you. They melt. They melt. What melts? Anxiety, fear, delusion dissolves. So, what is the result? Peace is the default. Anxiety is just a visitor. Happiness is the default. Reaction is just a visitor. That is discernment, and mindfulness are your tools for the freedom. We are going little deeper and deeper into the journey of the Eastern wisdom. So it means our mind is, the true nature of the mind is peace and happiness. Disturbances are only temporary visitors. Temporary visitors, that is why we use the phrase incident, incidental. So I converted that event into an incident. Unauthorized occupants like anxiety or jealousy arrive from outside trigger or habit. It is not my nature. If it is my nature, then I will live into anxiety and jealousy 24/7. So I have to invoke authorized residence, peace, love, clarity, which is already present within, like the sky behind the clouds. How? By discernment. Discernment is the key. What is the discernment? Discernment is a process of thinking. What is that process of thinking? Separating real from the unreal, separating incidental from the intrinsic, separating unreal from the real. How? By thinking, by in the mind. So when you think in the mind, you enter into the calmness. It's not a big deal. That is basically what I explained you, the acronym in silent. So you understand the principles and the steps behind the silent, and you have to absorb in your mind to remember all the time. What will happen? You will remember the silent method. Let us do it again, the silent method of practice. So, silent method of mindfulness. Here, this word silent is an acronym. We will work through each step. S means still the restless mind. S means still the restless mind. So, how we still the restless mind? Just pay attention. You still the restless mind through the body. So, anytime, so you still the restless mind, I told you, by by place, be aware of the place, position, eyes are closed. We are doing the practice. Eyes are closed, and S means you still the restless mind. How you still the restless mind? By being aware of the place, position, and posture. Be aware, I would rather make it very clear. I would say feel. Feel, know, and experience the body. in the state of, in the state of, in the state of place, position, and posture. So you are redirecting. You see that you are redirecting your awareness from the impulsive. You are redirecting your awareness from the default impulsive mind to discerning intellect. That is why we are experiencing peace, place, and position. The second step in that, instilling the restless mind is being comfortable. Being comfortable, we have done many a times. How we do it? We move the mind on the body. Again, you see, you are redirecting the mind, or you can see you change the direction of the mind. Both the cases, it is true. So when you move the mind on the entire body, you experience. So again, you know, you feel, you experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. So you have still the restless mind, a little bit. Now we move to the second step in the silent word. Second letter is I, invite calmness. So invite calmness simply means you start observing, watching thoughts like clouds, and the sky remains beneath. Just think in that way. So when you, even by thinking, you just say, okay, these are the thoughts, they are the clouds. There are clouds like thoughts, and the sky is behind. Means what? You are separating knower in the known. Knower in the known. Any thought, any feeling, your mind says this thought is occurring in the mind. It is incidental. It is not permanent. It is not permanent. It comes and it goes. It comes and it goes. Even laziness or sleepiness, it comes and goes. So it is the point of awareness, when we say the letter I, you invite calmness. So invite calmness simply means you are moving the mind deep within to recognize you are separate from mind and its content. So when you are separate from the mind and contents, you will find a sense of freedom. And in that sense of the freedom, we go to the letter I, let go of worldly reliance. Incidental nature relies on the mind, and the mind relies on event converted into an incident. into an incident because of ignorance, because of delusion, because of attachment. So here comes, we let go of the worldly reliance, letter L. Word go of I recognize. It means I recognize the attachment, I recognize the delusion, I recognize the ignorance due to incident felt in the mind. So, what is going to happen? You will find the sky, or you will find the peace and calmness. Because anxiety, stress, duality, conflict was created due to the incident. It was an event, but my mind, due to the illusion, created an incident. And after the incident is created, then there is no way I can be in peace. L word. And now they embrace the present moment, the letter E. S-I-L-E. So I embrace the present moment. How? I find the space. I find the space between incident and you, incident and me, between thought as known and the knower beneath. It is like the sky and the clouds. So you find the space. You find the space. So now you recognize. What do you recognize? For example, a thought comes. Thought you experience, no doubt you experience the space or separation, and then you experience the observer. And then again there is a thought, space, or separation and observer. Or you experience a feeling, no doubt you experience the feeling, and then the space, separation, and then you experience the knower behind, like the sky. The moment you feel, you embrace the present moment, and that is the meaning of embracing the present moment. You embrace the present moment, and that leads you to inner peace and calmness. Now we go to the letter N, S-I-L-E-N-T. You nurture the peace. How you nurture? In that space, simply drop Om Shanti. Because you see the space. You see the space between the knower and the known. So you have to see, you have to do it. Knower and the known, you see the space, and there, either non-verbally or verbally, both will work. You drop Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. But you see the space first, then you drop Om Shanti. Sometime you may miss, sometime you will miss. No worries. because you miss, because you do not want to miss, so consistency and commitment are required. And the last letter is T. You teach the default mind again. You teach the default mind again and again when in a waking state, anytime, anywhere, anytime, anywhere, while in the kitchen or with your friend or in any situation, event, what will happen? Your mind will not convert any event into an incident. If that is so, unauthorized occupants will not enter the mind, and the authorized occupants and what then will happen? Authorized occupants will continue to manifest as peace, happiness, love, and wisdom. What happened? You have already reached to that state of recognition, the self-knowledge. So you are fully aware first of this summary as a silent. Huh? You are aware of the silent as an acronym. The moment you feel any movement in the body, S, you remember the S, the still, I have to still the restless mind. How? You already know it. How? How you do it? You do it by being placed, position, and posture. You do it by sensation, comfort, and steadiness. And then when it is done, you move into the second letter I, invite the calmness. To invite the calmness, you have not to stress yourself. You have to see how the thought, feeling, and emotions as known, as observed, as observed. You are the observer. The moment you are the observer, you are not the observed. The calmness is already there. Is it so just? You have to do the practice to recognize it. And then the letter L comes. L, go, let go of the worldly reliance. You go of the worldly reliance means that you are dropping the you recognize and drop incidental nature created by the mind in ignorance and delusion. Oh, and then you embrace the present moment. In that, when you embrace the present moment, you discover they are already separate. What is separate? Your mind says, I'm into anxiety. What is that separation? This thought of anxiety is occurring in the mind and I am separate from it. That is the meaning of embracing the present moment, and then you find the space. When you find this space, you can nurture inner peace. How? By reminding the mind Om Shanti, and then you teach again and again in any situation, in any condition, to move towards self-knowledge and awakening. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. And now let me know, what do you experience? Now unmute it. I muted it for the sake of recording.
Yeah, I feel good and quiet, and it becomes more and more clear that you have used discernment.